War. War never changes.
Welcome, ladies, gentlemen, boys, and girls, to War Never Changes, your weekly video game podcast. My name is Jim, but more importantly, over there, if you're watching this on YouTube, is the man, the myth, the legend, the newest member of the PC Master Race, Filbert, 50 caliber, McCracken, Junior, loading up all the launchers on Steam and Ubisoft. We're going to get into all of that today. But enough of me. Phil, how are you doing, sir?
I'm doing great, buddy. I'm doing great. I like your shirt.
Halo Outpost Discovery. The best thing about Halo Outpost Discovery was the shirt.
Ironically located in Orlando, Florida.
The very first stop, I went there. Actually, the best part of it was meeting Steve Downs and Jen Taylor, the voices of Master Chief and Cortana. But the second best thing was a shirt, for sure. That was a disaster. I did a long video about it. I think Rachel and I did like a 45-minute rant on it. I wore this shirt, too. Seemed like a long time ago.
Nice. Attaboy.
So, we've got a lot to talk about today,
Attaboy, Yim.
folks. Oh, sorry, what, Phil?
I said attaboy, Yim.
Thank you, Phil.
You're welcome. Yim?
We've got a lot of stuff to talk about today. Very, very exciting news. As with every episode, you got two simple jobs. You got to subscribe, and you got to look at the timestamps that I put in meticulously each and every week, painstakingly. What is so funny over there, Giggles?
Do you even put these videos up on War Never Changes channel anymore?
Yeah,
Really?
yeah.
Holy crap.
Do you not want me to?
No, I definitely want you to. But also, I mean, I did something that I'm glad you didn't hear it, but it was. I kind of forgot what we were doing and let it rip.
How did you forget what we're doing?
I don't know. Don't worry about it. Let's move on.
Wow. Well, Phil's digestive system, full speed ahead. That's great to hear, sir. Um, Speaking of crap, no, I'm just kidding. No, I didn't hear it. I just saw you sitting over there giggling, and I'm like, did I? Because sometimes I flub and I'll say a word like the wrong way or something, and then I just roll with it. I don't care anymore. I don't edit it. I don't fix it. It is what it is. One take over here for me. But I thought that's what it was at first, but it's not. The most important thing in our lives as a show has to be your computer, and I want to dedicate some time to that. And then I want to segue into Warzone, which is kind of the reason you got this thing. But first and
Yeah.
foremost, we finally it arrived. So tell me about your first. What are you 2 days now into the PC Master Race universe?
I got it on Monday morning, so 3 days.
Okay.
3 days? So 3 days. So
Go ahead.
basically, it wasn't supposed to get here till Tuesday,
Yep.
and because the iBuyPower, the facility, the place that I bought it from,
Mhm.
they put like some sort of a restriction on the shipping method, and they're like, hey, don't let anyone pick this up. It needs to be delivered to his house, and he needs to sign for it, and you need to verify it's him with identification, like government issued identification.
Because it's
So
expensive. I
FedEx,
understand that. I understand that.
yeah, FedEx is like, we're not giving it to you. So I waited a few minutes, and then I drove down there on Saturday to the FedEx facility where it was being held, right down the street from my house. I was like, yeah, I called them. They lifted the restriction, and the lady's like frantically searching through her paperwork. She's like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. It didn't update in our system. Let me go get it. And I was like, yes, it worked. Because iBuyPower, they're not open on the weekend, so I
Right.
didn't talk to anybody.
Right.
But this person, I just didn't want to argue with me, it seems like. So she's like, it's in a shipping container with like 1,000 other packages. We can't get to it. The sorter's left for the day, but you can come back Monday. I've got the paperwork right here. I was like, okay, I'll get it a day early, and that'll be fine. So I go and get it, and I get it home, and I unbox it and turn it on, and like, I I paid for an LED strip to be installed in there, and it's not there. I paid for RGB lighting on the CPU cooler, and half the fans are broken. I paid all this money. Like I'll show you real quick. I'm showing you on a laptop, so I apologize. But you see the black side panel here, folks. This is actually a 1080p monitor that's
Right.
attached, and it's if we swing it open here, I'll show you. You'll probably be able to see it. This thing's difficult to open, so bear with me here. I don't know if you can
Ooh.
see this,
I could see.
but this little cord, this is actually a monitor, and this is the actual like video card or whatever for the monitor. So that's kind of why I got this case. And that monitor is broken. That monitor is broken, so I had to do an RMA for a bunch of parts. And I had to pay for them up front for them to ship them. They will not ship them to you unless you pay for them, or you have to wait for your parts to get to them. So if you send back, if you take
gotcha.
your part, which means I wouldn't be able to use it this whole time. So I paid up front. I paid $600 for these parts to get shipped.
Hold on, I'm checking my pulse.
Like,
oh my God. Yeah, go ahead.
We'll refund you the money as soon as we get your part sent back. I was like, great. That's $600 I don't have access to for like 8 weeks or whatever. But whatever, I'd rather have the ability to play with the computer. So,
Man,
it's been an odyssey. I would honestly, and I just want to go out there on a record. We always say we're not going to be bought. We're not going to endorse or
never.
whatever.
You say what you want to say.
I can wholeheartedly say that you should never, ever, ever do business with iBuyPower
Wow.
because their customer service is abhorrent. They're liars, and in a way, they're thieves.
Wow.
They said that this thing was quality tested. I should have known that when I got the text, your computer's in quality control and burn-in, and then 37 minutes later, I got the text saying your computer passed quality control and burn-in. I was excited because I was like, yeah, it's moving through fast, and I never thought, oh, they didn't even fucking look at it.
Missing LEDs is a very simple thing to catch. That's not even understanding the guts of a computer. I turn it on, there should be something lit here, there's not. The monitor issue that you're having for your monitor screen, same thing. Those are very simple inspections, and that's upsetting because you are paying an extra, I wouldn't say a premium, but you're definitely paying more for them to install it and put it together for you. Had you bought parts on your own, this would have been cheaper. No doubt about it.
Yeah, if I had bought all the parts alone, I'm more pissed about the case, Jim. This case alone was $500 because it has that monitor on it.
Checking my pulse again. Okay.
Like, send me they manufacture these cases in-house. So it's not like they're getting it in from somewhere else. They have a case that someone else
Oh, I didn't
for them.
realize that was like an iBuyPower brand. I thought you just went out and bought some case and they.
No.
Okay, so they actually, it's owned by them.
This dude.
Oh no.
Talking about Jemp about the named computers. This is the high-end named computer. It's the Snowblind, and this case is bespoke.
This is their big. This is the big sale point of this particular case or this computer build is that case. They can't even get their own stuff right, let alone the COTS to plug the. Okay, I understand. Well, I mean, the science behind building computers isn't overly difficult. I think it's nerve-wracking because you're holding things in your hand that are worth a ton of money. They do go together pretty easily, but I would still recommend for most people, at least on the first build, have somebody do it or watch before you try on your own because you could definitely damage it. So despite the fact that they screwed up, I mean, it sounds like you have you're going to get these parts replaced.
That's the thing, though. That's the thing. Like, I'm not saying don't buy from them because they made a mistake. Everyone makes mistakes. The biggest corporations in the world make mistakes.
No mistakes.
Yeah, except him. Whatever.
All right, we're back. Phil got an owie. He says he didn't get an owie, but he got an owie. Yeah, so what are we going to show us now? Sorry. Show and tell with Phil. We're ready.
So for my birthday last year, Jim got me an awesome Xbox One controller. It's Fallout. It's Fallout themed.
Whoa. Pretty nice. And it synced right up, right? No problems? Boom.
No problems.
So
I used it to crash planes.
Yeah, so so I'm glad, I guess I'll close out this part by saying I'm glad that you're able to get up and running despite the fact that you had a lot of problems getting there. Now that you're in and you're configured and you're in the ecosystems and now these launchers will become second nature. I'm looking at my screen right now. I have 8 launchers, 8 launchers of games. Bethesda may be retired, so maybe that one doesn't count. 4 different chat programs and 5 different video and/or editing capture software pieces. That's just pretty much my life. Is that strip of software right there? Getting all those accounts set up, downloading things, understanding how drivers and all that stuff works, it is a challenge. But once you figure it out, I mean, I guess this is true with everything, it kind of runs itself after a while. Now knowing what you know, do you wish you had gotten into PC gaming sooner, or are you like, maybe this was a bad mistake? Not a bad mistake, but like, what are your thoughts compared to like the console experience?
I feel like this was a mistake. I feel like I shouldn't have done this, but it's too late now, and I'm gonna make the best of it, and I'm gonna get over this. I'm gonna get over this feeling of being overwhelmed and frustrated with the computer's gonna get fixed. It's gonna work, no matter
Yeah,
what they
of
do.
course, of course.
I'm gonna hound them. I will haunt their dreams all day and all night until I get this fixed. I am a bastard like that. So this will get fixed and taken care of, and I'll get used to WASD and I'll get used to all this stuff and it will be good. But right now it's very stressful,
Some
and
chair
it's
my eyes.
aggravating, and it feels like it was a mistake. But you know, it's also led me to become closer with the group, which is a universally good thing. So that's there's some silver lining to it.
Pay for your friends. It's like, you want friends? Spend 4 grand and join the Don't Get a Big Dick Army. That's how it works around here. Well, I'm sorry to hear you think it was a mistake. I mean, maybe it is just overwhelming now. I mean, the hardware part of it, I have no doubt will be resolved. Um, I know you're a huge Warzone fan. Well, yeah, we'll start with Warzone. I know you're a huge Warzone fan. You're telling me that I know you and I talked about this in the past. I'm a frame rate snob. I've always been a frame rate snob. That's just who I am. You're saying that to you, your Xbox One X, which is now last gen tech, versus your monster computer, you don't feel like Warzone looks better or plays better. You're not more connected to it. Like what? Talk to me
That
about
would
that change, because I know this is why you
that
really
would
bought
be
it.
I guess that was kind of a hot take, and I maybe shouldn't have said it because the reality is that it's very. I mean, I can see my counter up here in the top left screen where it's like 211 frames per second, and I'm like, wow, and it's running super smooth. There's no screen tearing, there's no clipping, any of that. So this thing is admittedly a beast. However, I'm so overwhelmed by trying to get used to playing on this new platform that maybe I'm not noticing everything that I'm going to grow to notice, and it's not as night and day for me yet.
Gotcha.
I think if maybe I was playing on controller, it would be different, but I'm forcing myself to play on keyboard and mouse because I sunk a ton of money into a high-end keyboard and mouse.
Um, yeah, things I notice. It is little things, but I do notice them. I now I having an ultra wide does change my perspective, literally a little bit. But um, I notice things faster on computer than I do playing like PlayStation 5 with you. Like when we played Warzone on PlayStation 5, which is like the latest and greatest console, right? Things are clearer farther away. It doesn't hiccup. It doesn't lag at times. I can't blame anything on anyone but myself, or when people cheat, because of course, everybody cheats. I can't really blame that on anyone else because the computer just handles everything so well. It looks so pretty. The draw distance is so nice. The resolution is so nice. Maybe that a lot of that is just kind of not something you would typically notice, but just like draw distance, for example, when you're sniping, boy, not the scope isn't any better, but what you're looking at looks exactly the way you think it should.
Yeah,
To me.
it's definitely changed the way I've sniped. It's definitely changing the way I feel when I'm looking down the scope of a big bore rifle. That is true. That is true.
What do you think about? I know you really haven't dabbled into too many other games yet. I know this was kind of your Warzone machine. What did you think about Microsoft Flight Simulator? I saw what you wrote in Slack, but I want to expand on this.
It's a beautiful game. It's a beautiful game, and this runs it. This thing's a monster. It runs it perfectly. Um, it's just like a true blue simulator. It is not an easy game to get used to playing. It's not. Dude, I crashed that plane so many times.
It's definitely, I mean, it's got simulator in the name, but it is not a game. It is not. I'm convinced it's not a game. It was not marketed as a game. It was not for gamers. It does not have gamer-like challenges or rewards or scores. It is a fully blown flight simulator, 100%.
I have a friend who, in as a hobby, he flies for the oh my God. He flies for the government, and lately he's been flying vaccines around, but he has like a government airplane, and he's such an advanced pilot that he's actually a certified trainer. He said that game is one of the nicest simulators you can buy, and that it's really like it's really true to life, and it's challenging for a reason, because they're not looking
Yeah.
for idiots to play a video game and think that they're going to go be pilots.
It is when you sit in that plane. I sat in a 737. When you're sitting there and you look up at the eyebrow panel and there's like 80 switches, and you look down and there's, I mean, everybody knows like you push the stick and you get the, let's get going,
That's
let's pull back, and the plane's not moving, and you're like, wait a minute, what is going on? You have the wrong, like your engine isn't spooling up, you don't have the flaps set right, your landing gear, your parking brake, all these things. It's like, I mean, every other game, I just press like I grab my controller and I press up on the stick, and then the plane moves. Like, what the? I get it. I get it. It's very complex, but that's a good. That's good that you're getting exposure to that, because you would never ever play this game on a console. One, it would never run. And two, you really need a mouse to be able to move around and click on all these things. This would not work well on a controller.
Yeah, I tried playing it with a controller. It still made me use the mouse.
Yeah. That's really where I think PC gaming shines, so much more so than console gaming, is the experiences that you can get with a mouse and a keyboard just don't always accurately map to a controller. They might be close, but you'll never ever play a flight simulator. And if somebody who's only ever owned a console at home, you will never understand the level of detail that goes into how meticulous this game is and how beautiful it looks. It's pulling real-time flight data. Like, you could fly over your house right now and it will sync up with the weather. It will Google the weather of your area, and it will, obviously you can't go outside and wave to yourself. It's not satellite imagery, but if it's raining outside and you fly over your house, it's raining in the game. It's like they've thought of everything, and it's so fascinating to see how far these advancements have come. And it's cool, but you're right, it's not a game. I think
Yeah.
it's eye candy, and if you don't have a pilot's license like your buddy or have exposure to this kind of thing, you're probably not going to enjoy it, and you're going to delete it just as fast as you installed it.
Yeah, I tried doing the flight from Buffalo to Orlando last night. So it's like after dark, and it loads in, and it's like, oh my God, it's after dark and it's like crappy weather. I looked in Buffalo, it was literally matching the conditions in Buffalo. I
Yeah.
was like, wow, this is intense. So I took off and I started flying for Orlando, and I'm like, huh, this is going really slow. What's going on? Dude, if you were to do the flight in the game from Buffalo to Orlando, it takes the 2.5 hours.
It's real time, yeah. It's everything's mapped to. Yeah, I think there is an accelerator in there a little bit somewhere, but most of those games are, because of the simulation, because of the flight modeling and the flight packages that they put in there. They're simulated off of real planes, and that's how real planes fly. I mean, they're fast, but it's still a long distance. It's not like you're gonna be like, I want to go see Spain now, and you're like, I'm gonna go from Orlando to Spain. No, you're gonna have to fly over the ocean for a very long time.
Yeah.
um,
Oh, look, water.
Yeah, there's water here and water. Yeah. So I know you've played Warzone. I'm saving that for the end because I'm going to transition off of that. Is there any other games you've played on your computer? Or is that the only two you've booted up? And I know there's one other one.
Skyrim.
That was okay. So I was going to say, you better say Skyrim. So tell me about, because I saw your text that you were checking it out, and I logged in and you were not online. And I was like, couldn't have been that fun. So Mr. Skyrim himself, the guy who knows more about this universe and this franchise than probably Todd Howard himself. Tell me about your infamous cart ride in Skyrim and what happened. How did that go for you?
So I've got 32 gigs of RAM. I've got until yesterday, I have the highest end Intel 10 processor. I have a brand new 3070. I have all like the highest, like, I mean, 3080 and 3090 exist, yeah, but other than that, I've got a super high end everything
Right.
in this computer. And Skyrim was too much for Skyrim was too much for it. Oh my God, what a fucking buggy game.
Welcome to Bethesda. I love and hate
It was,
Bethesda as every other PC gamer for exactly the reason you're saying.
dude, it was like a nonstop hitch fest and then it crashed.
So the
Great.
problem with Bethesda games, and if you start dabbling in more of them, particularly if you go back and want to replay Fallout 3 or 4, even Fallout 76, which you probably won't, um, they were designed at no more than 60 frames a second. The world simulation fails if they're over 60 frames a second. So the first time I loaded up Skyrim on my computer, I was getting like 115 frames a second. I'm like, ultra wide, 115, this is beautiful. As I'm riding in the cart down the path, and this is well documented. You could Google this and look this up. Actually, you know what? I'll put a link in the description below. Let me make a quick note here. Skyrim. Um, the cart is so buggy because the game wasn't handling that process. When you would hit a bump, the cart would fly up 10 or 15 feet in the air. It didn't understand. The simulation fails. You'll fall out of your cart. Guards will walk through you. It doesn't understand. So you have to go into your configuration and dope the game down to 60 frames a second or it will fail and crash. For people like you and me with high-end monitors, if you use V-Sync, which means it matches the resolution of your screen to your computer, you have to go into your monitor settings and physically lower those to 60 frames a second so your graphics card will match it or the simulation will fail. And it is the worst design ever, and every single Bethesda game to date has this problem in the Fallout universe. Doom is the only exception because it's by id Software, but all the other ones do this, and it is hysterically frustrating.
Daddy Todd, like, fuck you.
Daddy Todd poured extra honey mussy in your face, and it should not be that way, and that is why I think a lot of us are so excited that Bethesda and Xbox are now one, because I think Microsoft engineers can be like, yo, bro, your shit's broke, and help them fix it. This is what petrifies me. This is what keeps me up at night thinking about Deathloop, which I am clamoring. I need Deathloop in my life. And I want to buy it for a computer because I know it's going to look the best there. But will it play the best there? I don't know. That's what scares me. And Bethesda just doesn't make great quality, but their games are phenomenal that people are willing to put up with this crap. I can't explain it.
Oh, yeah. I played that game on Switch.
Yeah, exactly.
Switch is the perfect platform to play that game on because that game actually, that's the only console that game stretches to its absolute fucking limits.
Yeah, it's frustrating. Well, do you think you're going to give it another go, or do you think you're done with Skyrim on computer?
Oh, I'm done with it for today.
Fair enough.
I like when that crashed and I realized I'm gonna have to go through this whole stupid prologue again and hear about the horse thief for 20 minutes. I shut the computer down and I walked away.
Fair enough. Is there any other games that you are excited to jump into? Zeus.
Valheim.
Okay.
I never got the yes or no to buy Valheim from the group earlier, so I don't know about that. I want to play Among
I
Us.
responded.
Oh, did you?
I
Like I
did.
said, I had walked away. I had walked away, so I didn't see it.
Well,
Um,
gives you something to look forward to. Valheim. What else? Anything
yeah.
else on your radar?
You keep saying something about StarCraft. and Rainbow Six something or another. So, oh, and Among Us. I want to play Among Us with the group because you guys seem to have a really fun time with
We
it.
have not played Among Us as a group in a while, and I'm going to push that we try to get it up this week or next week because it is a lot of fun. And when you have 5 or 6 people on that you know, and you can argue with them because you know them in real life, it makes it even better. Now, you don't know them the way I know them, but still you're hanging out with them, so you're going to understand their... Like, you're going to know when Will is lying to you because you've talked with Will so much that when he does a weird inflection in his voice, you're going to be like, bitch, no, you're lying. You know, like, I'm not lying, you're lying. And it's a game within a game, and it is a lot of fun. I do enjoy Among Us. Yeah, StarCraft, I think, is one you would enjoy as well, for sure. So, the other part of the Zeus and I have the same bangs. Hold on. There we go.
Sorry, folks. He needed some attention.
That's right. The other part of what I wanted to talk to you about was obviously Warzone. I keep putting that off. God, these bangs, dude. I cannot wait until I can go get a haircut. I'm so excited. Any day now.
Dude, this show has just devolved into me bitching and you fucking with your hair and now a dog. You've gone. We're so.
But
like,
war
we
never
started out
changes.
we were so serious about it. We had like, I didn't even know what we were going to talk about today because neither of us did show.
I did. I sent you a question, and this is what I wanted to talk about. You're a liar. I mean, I had one note. And the note was this, Phil. Warzone Turns One. It just turned 1. It actually turned 1 2 days ago, believe it or not. We are now 1 year into Warzone, and you love Warzone so much, you went out and bought a computer to play it.
Yep. Well, I went out and bought a computer to play video games because I have a friend that would not shut the fuck up about it. But I built it around Warzone, yes.
Now that you have it, Warzone, 1 year old, you've played it on PlayStation 5, you've played it on PlayStation 4, you've played it on your Xbox, multiple Xboxes, now a gaming computer. Probably, I would say, maybe Skyrim, you still hold a more diverse record, but we're getting close, if not quite there. Warzone Turns One, what do you want to see for year 2? Or are you happy with what it is already? No change.
I think didn't I write you back?
You did, but I wanted to hear from you because that's how the show works.
What I want to see is it's a new city.
Do you want to
new ecosystem.
All right, let me just press this button and turn Phil off. Hold on. Okay, now Phil's gone. Now it's just me. And now I could tell you everything Phil said because he's already emailed me. So fuck off. Go ahead, Phil. Yes, you emailed me. Of course, we email each other ideas, and then we say we will talk about these ideas.
Thank God, fuck right off. just fuck off. Go fuck.
I can't hear you over these Rockstar bangs, but go ahead. Let's hear it.
So what I want is a whole new environment. Verdansk is awesome, but I feel like I know every corner of it. Will was driving last night, and he's like, "Wait, what am I doing?" And I was like laying down in the back of a truck, and I could see like a building in the distance, and I immediately had my point of reference on where we were going. I was like, "Turn right," and he's like, "How did you know that?" I'm just like, "Because I have no life, and this is all that I do." I work, ignore my wife, and play Warzone. Will fucked me last night in Warzone, but that's a whole nother thing. So I want to see a new environment. I'd like to see weather play into it. I would like for it to randomly start snowing or hailing or raining or a thunderstorm.
Yes.
I would like them to throw some stuff in. Throw me for a loop. Perfect weather is great for like sniping and stuff, but also like I hate that any 12-year-old can like quick scope and shoot 6 inches to the right of my shoulder and like register a headshot. You know what I mean? I would like them to fix that somehow, even though that's just kind of like a feature of Call of Duty now. I don't know. I'd like to see them get rid of the cheaters. I'd like to see them have harsher penalties for cheaters. I'd like to see a new environment, and I'd like to see weather. I'd like to see nighttime and daytime too. If we could load in and I could have like a separate loadout for daytime and nighttime, I think that would be badass. I would like it to involve night vision goggles because Captain Price is already wearing them.
My boy. I agree with you on a lot of what you said. And coming from a background in PUBG, which I think, I don't know, 600 or 700 hours, Kevin and I played meticulously this game. Same thing. PUBG was smart enough to release multiple maps. And you could queue into a specific map, or you could pick, random, whatever happens. Now, it's not that big of a whatever. But the fan base is big enough, the player base is big enough to support this right now. So if you want to have multiple maps, you can. I don't know why. It's not like Halo, where like, hey, everybody's got to play Halo 3 this week because there's only like 100 people playing Halo. Like, right. I get it. They funnel their fan base because they have no choice. Warzone does not have that problem. It's a very, very popular game. I agree with you. I would love to see a different map. For me, I feel like we're missing water. I want to see boats. I want to see jet skis. I want to see barges, not barges that are just on the coast that you have to walk into. But I want, because this is why I say this. The meta in this game right now is to get that big truck, whatever that thing's called, the deuce and a half, whatever, with the big long flatbed thing, plop down one of those trophy systems on the roof, and drive around aimlessly for hours, tormenting and taunting people in houses. We've experienced this. Sometimes you get lucky with a C4, but typically C4 doesn't always take them out. If they have the trophy system, grenades don't work, rockets don't work. You could shoot that windshield for 4.5 hours. It does not break. It does not kill them, and they just grief you. If you added in other terrain like water, you could conceivably get away from them. You would go on the other side of the water. You could take other paths to victory, and I think it would break that mechanic, which is too overpowered right now. And that's just that's just one example of why I think water is a beneficial thing in this game.
Yeah. Plus, there's all these like skins for tanks and choppers and dirt bikes and all this stuff, and none of that's in Warzone. It's in Ground War.
Yes.
I don't need it in Ground War. I want it in Warzone. I want give me all that stuff that's in Ground War in Warzone, and we'll have a much more diverse fight.
Put snowmobiles up in the snow, have a snow area. I agree with you. Yes. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff you see in Black Ops, Cold War that didn't make it into Modern Warfare, and I agree with you. I also agree with you. I think a dynamic day-night cycle would be phenomenal, or at least dynamic weather, the key being dynamic, as in you don't know what's going to happen. Now, I don't think it'd be fair. I don't know how. There's got to be a balance in terms of if like a fog rolled in, right? The people who are predominantly snipers who have set themselves up for success, they got a good spot, a good gun, a good whatever. To punish them because the system rolled the magic dice and said, oh, sorry, it's going to be foggy, that may not be the best thing. But I still feel like, because the whole point of the game is adapting, right? Isn't it adapting? Is that the point of the game?
Yeah, it is adapting. So, but real life isn't like that, Jim. Real life, snipers have to take this stuff into account, dude.
Oh, this is real life now? So in real life, you put a magic plate in your body and you're healed? No. You can res your friend by hitting him with the magic syringe after they just got laced with like 30 to 40 7.62 rounds. I get what you're saying, but here's what I'm getting at. You're gonna tick a lot of people off if you change that. But I still like the concept, and I think they can play with it. For as dynamic as the game is, we play every match very similar. We go loot very quickly. Typically, we have an engagement. We stork up our money. We get our loadouts, and then we wait. And most players do that too, by the way. Sometimes you go picking a fight. Sometimes you don't.
Yeah, but we win a lot, and we've never not I can't think of the last time we didn't make the top 25 or top 15 people.
Agreed.
And it's not because we're a highly skilled crew.
Definitely not.
I'm basically avoiding conflict as much as possible.
You can Sasquatch your way to victory. Hey, a win's a win, man. The only kill that matters is the last one. That's the truth, right?
Is just Kevin's taking on literally all 149 other people by himself. You're just like, Kevin, don't go in there. Okay, I've got a gun. I'm coming. And Will's just I don't know where Will is at this point. He's probably down and cussing at the game.
Yeah, his computer crashed or something. Yeah, I think they need to do something to mix up the formula so it's not so samey. But the key to victory, at least our key to victory, works. That doesn't mean that it's a bad system, but I think that they can improve some of that. I do like the dynamic thing. I would love to see them add more distractions like zombies and stuff. Not all the time, but I feel like those fun little events do change the gameplay a lot. And there is something fun about, like, for me, I had a lot of fun doing this, maybe because it was so different. Like, we're going to fly in, and our mission is we're going to kill zombies. We don't care. And you're like, hey, the circle's coming. I don't care. I want to finish this mission. I want to do this. I would like to see more of that in meaningful ways where you are in the universe, you are interacting with other people, but you're not necessarily, I don't want to say playing to win because that sounds bad, but I feel like if you mix up the formula a little bit, maybe different win conditions, maybe different ways to advance. Like we did that one, we got that special loadout for doing Most Wanted back to back. That was fun. You typically wouldn't do that in a game because you don't want to die, but hey, I want to go blueprint hunting today. Well, damn it, let's go. Like, I like that, and I think this game needs more of that, and that's really what I think keeps people coming back is new things, new battle pass, new maps, new modes, new something. And I feel like that's where it gets stagnant.
Like put something simple in there, like we're in these desolate towns in like
Yeah.
the eastern bloc of Europe. Put bears in there. Put like rabbit. Put like the occasional rabid dog
Put
like
bears in
searching through
there.
the
I would
old abandoned
love a bear.
dude. But you're up in the fucking woods in like the eastern bloc of Europe where this place is. Like the occasional bear,
I
like
would love a
that's just
bear.
enough to like,
Oh my god.
if nothing else, give your fucking position away. Like random, rabid
Sure.
dogs walking the streets. Why not? Like that's how you get punished for camping too long. A rabid dog comes along and either kills you or exposes where you are at the very least. You know what I mean? It may sound stupid, but just put
No,
something
I
novel in
agree.
there.
And you see that little things like that radically change the game. A loadout drop dynamically changes. When you're near a loadout drop, it dynamically changes your mission. It's like, do we get it? Do we camp it? Do we rush? There's got to be risk reward in there. And I think they've done a good job with what they have, but I agree it's very stagnant. Now, the rumor is season 3 is going to change all that. I think we've got another 25 days left. We'll see. I think clearly with the zombie thing, something bad's going to happen. So we may be getting it sooner than later, which would be great. It'd be a fresh start for everyone and new holes to hide in and new Phil's holes to fill. Phil's infamous hole. He doesn't want me to tell where it is. There is the hole of Phil that he is obsessed with, which is okay. But he really likes
Okay,
it.
bro, that's the basis of like that 75% of our matches are built around.
It's just funny to say let's all jump in Phil's hole. I mean, that's the hole itself isn't always that exciting. And maybe for you it is. Okay, well that's good. Wrapping up this week's episode, the question I posed to you and to the larger audience is I said, and I still will, buy you a game. I said I would do this as a gift into the PC Master Race. Have you given any thought on what you want now that you're starting to dabble into the PC world?
Um, no, but I will.
Fair enough.
I
So,
just
oh, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, I was just gonna say I want to get a game that we're gonna play. Like I don't want to buy Valheim and have everybody be like, man, we don't want to play Valheim anymore. You know what I mean?
The thing with our group of friends, and this is probably true with any group of friends, is the games we play, when we get into them, we get into them. That is all we will do. So, a lot of these games come with updates, and they're seasonal. So, like Valheim, we beat. There's a big expansion coming out next month. Can't wait for it. When it comes out, we'll all jump back. Satisfactory just had a big expansion the other day. You saw Matt blowing up Slack, showing off all these really cool pictures. We're all going to be playing Satisfactory for the next month. After Satisfactory, we'll go back to Valheim. Game Pass will release Outriders. Maybe we'll all start playing Outriders. You just kind of don't know. I'm not saying buy every single game that comes out, but you just got to pick what you like. And that's why I was trying to find something for you that's really distinct. I forgot you play. I really thought StarCraft was going to be that ticket. You did say Halo Wars, and it's similar but different. I don't know if Satisfactory or a factory type game you've never played before, although you did play Farming Simulator. Thank God you got done playing Farming Simulator, but we did play Farming Simulator. which was about refining and getting smarter and more efficient. And that's all Satisfactory is. It's building factories. That's all you do. It's just getting smarter at production lines. So maybe you would like that. It'd be a good segue into it. I don't know. We're going to be starting a new game. Maybe that's the thing to get you. I'm up in the air. I guess I opened the forum to the Bob, who is the one commenter that is always commenting. Maybe he will have an answer for us.
I would like to take this moment to address some critics.
Oh, this is a great way to wrap up the show. Is Phil's critical review? I need to make a template for this. But go ahead, sir. I want you. I'm gonna put you full screen. I want you to have all the glory. Go ahead, sir. Please take it away.
So Jim likes to poke the bear, so to speak, by anytime anyone leaves a negative comment for me on YouTube on his channel, I won't see it and I don't check the videos for comments. So he likes to screenshot it and send it to me to piss me
This is
off.
true.
So
This is true.
recently he sent me a picture of someone leaving a comment named Mr. Alvarez or Mr. Valdez.
You remember the guy's name? Dude, this really got in your headspace. Wow. Okay.
Some stupid generic name, said, "You say a lot of dumb shit, dude. Wow," or something like that. First of all, I would like to address you and say, hey, literally go fuck yourself off a bridge. Secondly, if you don't like what I have to say, you're one of billions of people that feel the same way. Turn it off and go fuck off. Thirdly, he must have preemptively blocked me before talking shit about me, because not only could I not find that comment, but I searched that username on YouTube and it does not come up. So I would just like to address this as saying, you're a little bitch.
Wow. It was a hit job. You're saying this was all premeditated. He had he had a throwaway account or something just so he could be a keyboard cowboy and then scurry back.
Yeah, unless this is like the evil twin brother of the Bob.
Oh, for every counterbalance, for every Bob there must be, I don't know what evil Bob is. Okay, fair enough.
Robert.
I'm glad. Listen, I do poke the bear with you because it is a little funny, and obviously I don't put these people up to it. From my point of view, the amount of comments I get every day, which is a lot, because I have a lot of videos. I've been doing YouTube for 7 years. I just laugh at them. They don't faze me anymore. I will do at some point a retrospective. I'm going to do it for this show as well, where we're just going to go back and just pull clips of stupid things that happen and just laugh at them. And it'll take all the ammunition away from these people. Yeah, I stutter. Yeah, I do this. Yeah, whatever. I'm fat. Whatever. I don't care. Good. Like, I've never heard this before. Whatever. So you got to take it in stride. It means you're becoming famous, Phil. That's the feeling you have. That's
Bro,
feel the views flow through your body.
Obviously, I'm not actually bothered by it. I just wanted to make sure that I had the opportunity to address Captain Douchebag or whatever his last
Captain
name is.
Douchebag. All right. Well, so for next week, I need some suggestions. Maybe by then, as fast as Phil is moving with his computer, maybe by next week he'll have already bought like 60 more games, because we went from I'm not in any rush to get it. I'm waiting outside FedEx. They won't let me have it. Help me turn it on, to where we are now. Life is moving at a rapid pace for you, Philbert. I don't know what's going to happen next. But rest assured, next week we will find out. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to Phil to say fare thee well. And I need responses in the comments below on what I should buy Phil, unless I've already bought something for him.
Well, I don't have anything prepared for this. I just want to say that there probably won't be a show next week because I'll be on vacation unless we record it the Tuesday before I leave. Much like Jim won't stop, or also never